Hi everyone, it's Bethany, and in this tutorial I'm going to be making some little chip clips or bag clips, and I found these at the Target dollar stop. I thought these were really cute. They're actually labeled as a decorative hook, so they're $1 a piece, and this is the little label that comes with them. It says decorative hook on there, and on the back it actually has some little areas for hanging them on a wall, or you can also, these look like magnets, so maybe put them on a fridge. So you could also, have them as a magnet on a fridge and place notes inside and just clip little notes in there. But my first look at them screamed chip clips, and we always are looking for bag clips in our house, especially in the summer when we're enjoying pretzels and chips. And my husband and I every weekend get a really yummy fresh bowl of guacamole and get some chips out, and it's just so wonderful. And so we're always using chip clips in the summer, so I thought it would be fun to make some personalized ones, but you can use these for anything you'd like. So what we're going to use today is a measuring tape just to measure out the space we're working with, a scraper tool, scissors, and a weeding tool. And I'm also going to be using some scrap vinyl. This is some Cricut vinyl that I have left over. So this is a wonderful project for any type of scrap material that you have. So be sure to always be saving all of your little pieces. I'm also going to be using some transfer tape that is also scrap material that I had saved from another project. So we're going to reuse some transfer tape and have that go its second round. And then I'm using the Cricut Joy. So I grabbed my Cricut Joy mat because I am using some material that are not smart material. So this allows me to place any material I want on the mat and send it through the Joy. So let me go ahead and measure out my space that I'm working with. And I have about 5.5 inches by 2 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take you guys into Design Space. I'll show you the little words I'm going to both create and type, and then we'll get everything cut out and placed on these little bag clips. Okay, so now that we're in Cricut Design Space, I'm just going to type out my design with the text box and use 2 different fonts. So I'm going to go over here. It's the 5th button down on the left. It's this T button, and this is the text button. And it adds a little text box here, and my first word that I'm going to spell is yummy. And this is going to be using the font, I'll make this a lot bigger, we're going to be using the font Mango Sticky, and I will link the fonts down below in case you want to take a closer look at them yourself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ungroup this, and I'm going to pull the letters together so that they are more of a script or cursive font, and just kind of bring them together a little bit, just like this. And once they're together, this Y is going to stay separate, and that's just fine. I'm going to highlight everything and weld them back together. It's very important that you weld them back together so that they cut all in one here. Okay, so I'm going to set this to the side, and then I'm going to grab another text box, and my next text that I'm going to use for font is going to be called Watershed, and I really like this one as well. I believe both of these are from Font Bundles, but I'll make sure to try and link them below so that you can see for yourself as well. The next word I'm going to do is enjoy. And I think this is really pretty in this font. So I'm going to bring this up, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just ungroup them really quick. And ungrouping, what it does is right now you'll see there is a rectangle around the entire word, but when you ungroup it, it then groups it as individual letters and separates those letters. That way you can just drag and drop them wherever you would like. And it's going to be separate right there. You can do this however you like. I just kind of do it however visually pleases my own eye. And then I'm going to highlight everything and click Weld. Okay, I actually want to see what that would look like if I did join the J and the N. I want to see if that's a little too much. Oh, that actually kind of looks nice. I might do that. Okay, that's the great thing about the back button. You can just change your mind and redesign. Okay, so I love how that looks. So I'm going to create a little shapes box and just kind of see where my chip clip looks in terms of size. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to replicate the chip clip. I believe it was 2 inches in height, so I'll do 2 here, and then it was 5.5 in length. Okay, so that's going to really help me just get an idea for how big I can make the words here. So I'm going to make the words white just because they're going to be out of a white vinyl, and I'll do that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place these on top of, oops, let me just send these all to the front. That way I can pull them on top of the box. Okay, so again, this is just kind of an idea of what my chip clip looks like, and I'm going to just use that to size my little designs here. So that looks just about right just like that. And then I'll do the same thing with this one and just kind of play around with where I want that in terms of size. Okay, and so those look pretty similar in size. It looks like 1.1 and, oh, this one's like a 1.4. I think that looks pretty nice. Okay, so you can size those up and down accordingly, whatever you like the best you can do. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hide this or delete it because I don't need it any longer. It just was going to help me size my words. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to select the Joy. You can do this on any cutting machine, and I'll select Make It. And it's just going to place and ask where I want to put my materials. So I'm just going to say on the mat because I can use any material for that. And then I have a specific piece in mind, so I'm going to see if I can get everything arranged like I have my vinyl. So I'm going to turn this around and go this way because I have a long and skinny piece of scrap vinyl that I want to try to use here. And it's a little bit more than 3 inches, so I might be able to fit both of these together and cut them the same. Actually, I can do that just like that. So this is regular adhesive vinyl, so I don't need to do anything else in this step, so I can just click continue, and it's going to locate my Joy via Bluetooth and allow me to then go ahead and select some vinyl. I believe this is premium vinyl that I'm working with, and I will go ahead and place it on the mat and get cutting. Okay, so I'm just going to place, I grabbed a different piece. I'm actually going to be using some Oracle vinyl. I grabbed a different piece because the piece that I had from the Cricut one was actually print and cut, so it was printable vinyl, so I don't want to use that on this project. I want to use a vinyl. Sometimes it's hard to tell which scrap pieces are which. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and plug that, or load that in really quick and get this all cut out. So I did switch my vinyl, just so you know. So if you wanted to do something different, you didn't want this to be a bag clip, and again, they have the magnets on the back, so you could put this on your fridge, and they also have the little, you know, enclosures here, so if you wanted to hang it with a nail, you could do that as well. But you could say to-do list or grocery list, anything you'd like if you wanted to just kind of clip little papers in there. So that's one of the wonderful things about when you are crafting is you can just create anything you like and personalize it any way you would like. Okay, so that's already done. I'm going to go ahead and unload that, and I can quickly just cut off the extra scraps that I still have, which is wonderful. I can still save these in my little scrap bin and do even more projects with it. Okay, so I'll save that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure all those little pieces are placed where they need to be before I start weeding. So I'm going to grab my little weeding tool and I'm just going to weed out what I don't want in my design. Okay, that looks great. And then what I can do is go through and make sure that I get the little middles of the letters. And I just kind of stick those on my finger as I go, just to keep them organized. Have you guys ever, this is silly, but it's true, so I'm going to say it. Have you ever looked down and had little pieces of vinyl on your sock? I did that the other day. I think I was in our bedroom, so it was like 2 floors away from where I even craft, and I had a little piece of vinyl on my sock. These little pieces just cling and go everywhere. So I always try to do my best to keep them contained, but my goodness, even with the best of efforts, they get everywhere. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to separate these with my scissors. I like to do this after I've weeded it because then I can see exactly where I'm cutting. It makes it a little bit easier. And then I'm going to take some of my transfer tape. Again, this is the second time I've used this, so it's a little bubbly, but it will work just fine. I'm just going to place that right over my letter or my word, and then just get it really flattened down with my scraper tool. And I'll do the same for this other one as well. So this project for me was pretty much free because I reused my transfer tape and I also used scrap material that would have been thrown away. So make sure you're always trying to do as much as you can with saving some materials and reusing things because it really helps cut down the cost. Plus these little chip clips were only $1 a piece, so this ended up being a very affordable little craft. Okay, so now I'm going to turn these over and I'm going to pull them away from the carrier sheet, just like this. And I'm going to try to see which one I want to put. I think I'm going to put the Enjoy on the white one. Doesn't matter, but it has a little bit more of a bold looking font, so I think it'll stand out against that little white part better. Try to just center it as best as I can. And that looks good to me. So I'm just going to lay it down with my finger. And then I'm going to take my scraper tool and I'll do the same and just reinforce that a little bit. There we go. Then I can just take a side of it. Oops, that didn't want to stay too much. Okay, there we go. I have to help it lay down just a little bit. Peel it at an angle here. There we go. Oops, a couple little places it's being a little stinker. But once it gets down there, it should be just fine. Okay, now I'll push it really down there. There we go. Okay, so there's the first one. I think that looks really cute. Okay, and then I'm going to turn this one around and take that off of the sheet. Okay, and then I'm going to place it right on this one. Okay. So let me see if I can scrape that down even more on this one just to really help it. Okay, so now I'm just going to take the transfer tape at an angle, and I did a little bit more pressing with my scraper tool on there, so it looks like it helped a little bit more. Whoops, I spoke too soon. There we go. Okay, there it goes. I'm going to flatten a couple pieces on there a little bit. And there you have it. So it took a little bit to get it to stick on there, but it is now down, I believe. So, all right, there they are. I think they look really sweet. I think this will be a really fun little addition to our little pantry, and it'll just look really fun in the summertime too. Actually, it'll look good all year, but I think they also had a third color. I can't remember though what it was. It was quite a while when I purchased these. I would want to say maybe over a month ago, so I'm not sure if they still have them, but you can definitely double check on your next Target run. All right, everyone, if you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you're going to try something similar to this or try this craft yourself. And please be sure to subscribe because we're going to do a few more fun things for summer, and then it's going to be fall before you know it. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day.